Hello everybody, it's Tim here again, here another video, this time for review for The Strangers Chapter 2. Now, just to start off with Chapter 1, I didn't like it, most people didn't like it. I'm not even like a huge fan of the original Strangers movie, like I don't hate it or anything, I think it's good. I just never was like somebody who was in like part of like the cult fan base who was like, this movie's great, or this movie's amazing. Like, to me it was always good. Like, I liked it, but I didn't like, like it, like love it. It was just always good. And then Strangers like Prey at Night, it was really flawed, but ultimately it was like a decent to good time for what it was, for being more like a straightforward slasher. And the Strangers pretty much died at the end of that one, so how do you do another one? Well, they reboot it. That's what they do. Really, I think you probably could have just done like a prequel or something, really, honestly. Um, but yeah, or maybe even had like relatives of the original Strangers, something like that, as the new Strangers. But they decided to do a reboot, and they split it into 3 movies. The first chapter in this new reboot series is a direct remake of the original, except with extra stuff like added in that doesn't help it at all, makes the movie worse. It was really bad. This one, I'll go ahead and say, is awful. From 1 to 5 stars, I'd give this a half a star out of a possible 5. It's an awful film. In some ways, though, while watching it, I was actually enjoying it a little more than the first chapter, only because they at least did something more new here, instead of just repeating the first movie again or whatever, like they did with the first chapter. You got the same girl from the last one. She survives her wounds, and pretty much the whole film is a chase sequence, which could kind of work if I cared more about like the story of the movie that's going on. Like, I feel like with the upcoming like chapter 3 of this, that if they just like took all 3 movies and cut out the fat of all 3, like and the extra like useless stuff and all the stuff that didn't kind of work, and just spliced it together as like one long Strangers movie, I feel like it would be at least probably a good Strangers movie. Well, I guess that depends on what they do with number 3. If it's even worse than this. But I feel like you could probably have at least a good Stranger slasher film there. It's like just a one-off, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what most of these trilogies suffer from, is when they try to like divide them out and split them up like this or whatever. They really only have really like enough material for like 2 movies at most, usually. Like, really, this could easily have just been like part of that first one. Like, they could have just had like the whole like redo of the first movie as like the first half or whatever of that other one, and then had this as like the second half, and just made that one movie, and then just had the third one coming up as the sequel. That would have probably worked a lot better and would have made that first reboot more interesting. But yeah, the girl from the last one who survives or whatever, well, she survives, and I will actually say the actress does a good job in this movie. Like, she's good here, she's fine, and she's like pretty much running away from the Strangers, who find out she's alive. And we get like pretty much the reveal of one of the Strangers like extremely early. One of the female Strangers, like the more, I think she's like, kind of like a Cupid doll looking one or whatever. We see like flashbacks of her and like the guy, obviously, who's like the man Stranger, the Scarecrow mask dude, with them as kids. And she like kills this other girl or whatever who has a crush on who's going to be the Scarecrow dude in the future. And he just walks over to her and like starts holding her hand and draws a smiley face in the girl's blood. So it's like, well, not only is she crazy as a kid, but the guy that she has a crush on, he's also coincidentally crazy too. And it's like, how did that happen? That's kind of that's pretty coincidental there. But yeah. So, and I think when the Cupid doll, like Stranger chick, gets killed by the end by the main character, and when we see, I believe we see her face, and it was hard for me to even remember who she was, because I haven't seen that first one in a while. I think she was like the chick who worked at the diner, I believe, who may have even helped drive them out there. I think that's might be who it is, and but yeah, they reveal her and who she is or whatever, and so we only got 2 Strangers left. And I will say, one thing I did appreciate about this one is the main girl or whatever, she did fight back a lot more here, seeming to do so, compared to the first reboot where she didn't really fight back that much at all, from what I remember. I appreciate when characters fight back, because it's kind of unrealistic to me that most people would just completely freeze up and just get killed like morons. And we got some moron characters like this in this one, but at the same time, though, for the majority of the movie, she is fighting back, and she kills like the Cupid doll Stranger girl by the end, and that's pretty much where the film just ends. It just goes to be continued. There's like a boar scene in this one where the main chick is in the woods, and the Scarecrow killer, we see in flashbacks that he's like enjoys playing with boars as a kid, and as an adult, I guess he's like raised one to like hunt people. But that seems kind of weird to me, that the Stranger would like literally like send a boar out to do the kill for him, because it feels like they would want to get the kill, like if the boar managed to kill her or whatever. I don't feel like that would be satisfying for these characters who would want to, you feel more like they would want to kind of get impersonal or whatever. But maybe they were like kind of scrambling at this point for like, fuck it, we gotta wrap this up, we gotta get rid of this chick somehow. But yeah, overall, this was an awful movie. It's a half a star out of a possible 5. This trilogy thus far has just been completely pointless. But I'm still going to review and watch part 3. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again.